This is your son, Clinton Ngesa, a co-founder of MC Beauty, a leading brand in beauty industry in the Coast region. We deal with barber services, salon services, and spa. We also you can get privilege on getting training in any beauty services, hairdressing, be it makeup, be it massage. Be it massage, body scrub. We are here to inspire young talent and trained professionals. I am happy to be featured in OK Studios podcast, where we discuss on self-reliance versus employment. I welcome you all to watch it and be inspired.
Hi guys, welcome back to OK Podcast. We are here still talking on our topic, employment versus self-reliance. We have talked about employment, we have talked about the system, we have talked about the set of rules, we have talked about how to conduct yourself and everything. I feel like we've explored more on employment, so now we have an amazing guest here, a very handsome gentleman who is going to tell us more about self-reliance. He's Clinton. He graduated in biochem, but right now he bases in the beauty industry, and today he's going to tell us more about self-reliance. He's going to give us the cons and the pros, and now I want him to introduce himself to you guys. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Zedel. Such an amazing energy. Thank you for the introduction, and I want to shed lights. I hope it's gonna help out someone out there. And I am Clinton, like you said before. I speak life, and I am a servant of Christ, and I build dreams. Currently, I run a beauty industry in which I've mentored a lot of people, and I'm also having a beauty school which is also mentoring more beauticians to get into the industry. And I like how we want to talk on self-reliance, but I still think being employed is self-reliance. Is it self-reliance not meaning you're satisfied with yourself?
No, our self-reliance here is more of self-employment.
Self-employment.
Yeah.
You're not relying on yourself.
Okay.
Being your own boss.
Yes.
Being your own boss.
Yeah.
I'll pick it with this angle. Maybe they are. Yeah, I'll pick it in an angle like we're looking on you waiting for employment while you can do something.
Yeah.
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 So you can as well be employed and become self-reliant, but you can be waiting for employment in a place where you can be self-reliant. And I like the previous set in which you shed a lot of light and a lot of insight to the public out there.
Yeah.
And maybe I just want to cement something because I felt like you had finished the whole thing. And,
Basically, we just brushed on it all, but now that we have you here who has experienced the self-reliance part mostly, because now you're running a beauty institution, you also have a school that is training people. I would like you to tell us more on how does it feel to own something by yourself? Now you being the boss and you employing people, how is it?
Fine, before I go there, I want to make us understand one thing. Where you're coming from does not determine where you're going. What do I mean? Your background does not mean who you become in the future. Maybe you feel you're coming from a background where you're so humble, in a humble background. And looking into the business industry, you feel it needs people who should be having capital, should be having it all, but that doesn't mean where you're coming from, where you're going. And I like the fact we say you start small, but you have to think big.
Yeah.
So if you start small and you think big, this is always the starting point. And in this journey of being self-reliant, I'll talk, giving example of myself. One, you need to understand what you want to answer, because there is an answer you ought to give, and all of us are born to give an answer in this society, and we can fix ourselves somewhere. So if we can fix ourselves somewhere and we want to take on self-reliance or taking the journey of employability by ourselves, we need to have some discipline, and that's what also in employment require. So having to come to a step of owning something, maybe starting it will be a problem. You will think about the challenge, where I'm going to get the client, am I going to close the shop in a few times because of rent, where am I going to get the capital to start? But all in all, a good entrepreneur is the one who thinks where he can get the capital.
We are going to continue more after the short break. Hi guys, welcome back to OK Podcast. We are here still talking on our topic, employment versus self-reliance.
And I remember a friend once told me, if you think of loan to start a business, you are not a good entrepreneur, because where are you going to get this loan when you've not been putting money somewhere? Because before the bank gives you a loan, before a circle gives you a loan, you must have been saving there. And if you've not been saving, you're not going to get this capital. The first place we can at least get what we can start with, it's maybe the few friends we have around us, maybe the little cash that we get, we can invest in it, or we can save it, and again it can get us capital. So capital is always the challenge we face when we want to start. And if it's the main challenge, how are we going to draw the capital we want? So I think that's the big question in the journey of self-reliance. And if I want to get this capital, I look background. I can't borrow my parents, or I can't ask from my parents, because these people are just down to earth, and I'll be adding more stress to them.
They have more background.
Yeah,
part.
they have more background part. You feel like no home, so
and burdening them.
you'll be burdening them, but you will not be. You will have to relax. I myself am born in. I'm raised and born in the slum, and the second largest slum in this country is Langas, Eldoret.
Oh.
And I don't look like the slum because I do not want you to define
You
me.
sure don't look like it?
And I thank on God coming through and giving me a color. You know, my color sometimes.
Exactly, like your best.
Like your towel,
Yeah. So
So how was it? Like, how was it? You had the idea, or what made you drive towards that? Because now you've told us that you have a beauty line that you run. You also have a beauty school. So you came up with this idea, and then what was your starting point? Because now I look back at home. I'm from a humble background, really humble, because now it's a slum, as you said. So now I can't depend on the parents. What did you do? Were you having the thoughts of, or should they just leave it at that? Should they just go look for employment, or how did you navigate all that?
for my story, and any other person who wants to start it out, and a starting point always comes with an idea. And what can bring these ideas to us? One is the passion we have. What passion do you have? The other thing you will have to look out on, what earlier someone said about giving an answer to a solution.
Yeah.
What solution am I? What problem am I solving? What solution am I bringing to this community?
Yeah.
For my case, when I was in Kilifi, the beauty space had not been invested on, or the beauty space had not been, it was dormant. And from where I'm coming from, if you look on the town, you will see ladies want to feel good, want to see they are well pampered, and they could want someone who will do this thing to them in a very professional manner.
Yeah, sure.
But again, I'm someone who is studying, and I look at it like, these people will see me down like, this is just like that normal guy who does nails, and they will not respect me. I think that sometimes make people in campus don't want to try some muscle.
Yeah.
And I say, no, this challenge should not be the one telling me, don't do it. And so, because this idea was there, and I have to start it, in each and every idea which needs you to give skills, one, you need to go for knowledge. This is the basic line of starting, and this is the first bucket. If, for example, I give you a bucket here, and this bucket I give you stone, I give you kokoto, I give you mchanga, and I give you water, and I want you to fill this bucket. For this case, water is the money, and I want money.
Yeah, sure.
Because I want money, and this bucket, will I fill it with money at once? It will not be easy. I'll start to put the big stones. The space which is left, I'll put the kokoto, and then the space mchanga, and then at last I'll come and add water, and this bucket will be full. So that means, I need to have knowledge, and having this knowledge, I need to practice it. Practicing it means I have to get the skill. So when I'm practicing the skill, it means I'm doing what I know.
Yeah.
And when I do what I know, I'm networking. And when I'm networking, I'm building resources. And in the process of networking and building resources, I'm building reputation. So those are the basic 5 steps in starting out. So capital is a problem. How will I start to put these big stones? Home, I can't borrow friends, I can't borrow home, it's me.
Yeah.
But I had an advantage. I was a student, and when you are a student by then, there is something that comes in your hand.
Or the help.
Help loan comes in your hand.
Yeah.
And if the help loan comes in your hand, how am I going to plan with it? Because you're left, it's coming in your hand and you're going to do everything you need. But before that came, I remember my mom used to be in Chamas, and I came and asked her, go and loan me some money from your chama, I'm going to return that money. Because I've already seen the space, I've gone to look for the knowledge, I've seen the space, and this is what I want to start. I want a fancy saloon, I want to be sitting somewhere down, but the money I was asking was, I could not get that. So what I got would be able to get me some few material and backpack.
Oh.
So getting this backpack, I need to go door to door, and that's how I started. The dream is big, but I've started small.
Sure.
I'm not straining myself. I get the capital for towels and other things. So I looked on how easy can I start, and that's how we need. If you are having a bigger dream, we need to break them into goals, and if you break them into goals, you need to make them into simple things in which you can achieve very quickly. So this is how I started the business, and in a long run, you find people like-minded. Because I told you, when you're practicing your skill, you're networking. And when you're networking, you're getting people of the like skills. And if you're getting people of the like-minded, they're those who are higher than you. So you appreciate them for being higher than you, and learn also from them. Not look at them as your competition, and don't look at them already having what you want, and so you can't network with them. So this is how the journey in which helped me to come from where I was. Now I was a student, and one big thing we don't realize as students, university, we didn't get to university so that we can learn and then go out there and find a job. We get to university to capitalize. It's like a marketplace where we are being open. Our mind is being open, and it's an exposure we get. Because if you look, many people raised from their days of being students. If we look on the musicians we know in the country, they're those who started singing in their campuses, because that was already market and it was already support from the community that you have. If we look a lot of politicians, most of them started at school. So we leave this marketplace before utilizing it, and we are going to be worried out there to get a market while there was this ready market which we couldn't utilize.
So we should utilize whatever we have.
Utilize what you have.
Okay.
Start with what you have.
Start with what you have.
The market is always there.
The market is there.
It's you to reach to them.
It's you to reach to them.
And we all lying to ourselves that when I get the right tools, when I get the right time, start with what you have, with that audience that you have, that market that you have.
There is no such thing as
It's
the right
unusual.
time.
Have you ever waited for something? You're like, I'll start the right time. Bado. Nangoja nipate ring light. Nangoja nipate hii. Start na hiyo.
That time will never
iPhone na tunangoja iPhone wapi?
I love the fact that ametuambia he started with a backpack, going door to door, and now he could reach people who are same-minded, and now he had these students at campus. So from there now, how you grow, what inspired you to start at school, to start teaching people? Why did you not decide, now that I have the skills, can I not go to another place? Maybe I relocate. After I finish school, I relocate, I come out of this place, I go and start doing something else at someone's shop. Let me go get employed because now I fully have the skills. What is driving me towards filling this gap in Kilifi?
Thank you for that question. And I'll pick it by saying it's the mindset. Like I've already told you, the opportunities are there, but how we click our minds make it to look difficult on us. But if your mindset, you are already in that, and you have faith in that, and you become resilient in it, and have courage to do it, this is how growth follows you. because I don't, I still remember the days I could knock this door, I'm told no. You follow the next one, you're told no. You go to the third, no. And that's early morning, and you ask yourself, is this day going to be a no day? Should I just pack and get back to home?
Oh no, the day is just starting and everyone is saying no. And you're with your bag, considering the sun in Kilifi.
So,
Wahenga nao wanasema siku njema huonekana asubuhi.
Yes, zimepotea zote.
so
you have to be very resilient.
You have to be very resilient. The discipline that you can give in being in an employment space is the discipline you need to give in what you are doing.
Even twice or thrice, double.
Yeah.
Because it's up to you.
Exactly.
If you choose to be lazy around, you're in a fail.
Because in the employment space, the rules are there. You just know I'm just going and then coming out.
Then it's one thing.
If you don't work, someone else can do the work.
Yeah. You can employ anyone else. Yeah, you can. If the no is there, you just have to tell your mind, this one is a no, but I have to keep going. I have to keep going. Oh wow. So you came to being resilient,
You need to be resilient, and like we said, there was a start of something. There is passion.
Yeah.
The business always start at a passion level. You don't understand yourself, but you're doing it. And
because you love it.
You love it.
So you venture in that thing because you have passion for it.
So that keeping it alive.
Yeah, so that when you get those no's, you still have the passion. I get
and the dream as well, and the dream, you know, the dream, you're keeping the love alive.
You're pressing on.
Yeah, because you want to give a professional service, and you're saying, this is the answer I'm seeing, and I didn't deviate from Kilifi because you see it's the space I want to enter. Because you've already seen this is the problem I want to solve.
I have identified it here.
Yeah, why should I run away?
So there's no such thing as there's no money in Kilifi, there's money in Nairobi, there's no money in Kilifi, there's money in Mombasa. When you set your mind on that part, you're going to make money from that part.
Yeah.
Can I say as well, you had also identified your market. You had seen your market. Yeah, your target audience was already here.
Yeah.
They had not yet seen the dream, but you knew they're here.
Could I ask? You said something about skill for you, skill and passion. So when you decided to venture into the beauty industry, had you already learned the skill? Did you have the skill prior from you coming to campus, and how you learned it in campus after identifying the problem?
Actually, I didn't learn the skill before having the passion. I love art. Art.
Passion.
I don't draw, and I never drew on a book and see a good picture came out. The only best thing I drew in the book was a map of Kenya and Africa. But I loved art. Yeah, I loved art, so I could see people doing nail arts. I realize there is art in the nail.
They fascinate you.
Yeah,
like
and I look at it again as a business. Then I was sitting with someone, and this someone told me, do what you love until they start paying you for doing what you love.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
If you love cooking, just cook until you supply people with your food, and people will order more food from you because you are doing what you love, and now they are paying you for doing
what you love.
What you love, yeah. So that was it, and for me to getting to understand how to do this. So I've told you I'm in the other town. If I come to this town, I'm seeing there is no this opportunity. You're looking, how can I learn? You appreciate the people who are out there who are doing it, and you want to get into the space. You seek the knowledge first. That's why I say you go look for the knowledge, then you come to practice. When you're practicing is the skill, and you're practicing what you know. And for me, I look at that space. Even these no's, I'm in the because I'm a self-taught, and I could get into some people's place and let me understand the basic using of a good glue. Wasichana wanisame, nilieka makucha yao na super glue.
What are they aware?
because I carried the super glue, and I think I'm telling you, Kilifi was a dormant town.
Yeah, I remember when I came here, when I was in first year, I was looking for a place to go do my nails and I couldn't find a place. I remember moving around so much, I couldn't find a place. So now when you are using the super glue, they don't have the idea like, is super glue ama wachomeki mkono, kucha.
You know.
But this is something they've never seen before, so they don't know. They're not even aware of it.
Wow.
And then they just love what is there. And him, this is the place to practice. So he's getting to
Wow. So like ukiweka na super glue, that was when you were first trying ama why were you using super glue? You couldn't get the original glue, maybe the price difference because super glue is much cheaper.
Actually, what I got from the lesson is that when you're buying nails, you're being given some glue, and those nails will not last. But your client, if your client sees you and you want you again, they will want to see the glue. And by then, I think nails were being done professionally by few people. So no much insight was there, and you. The best thing I know is you should not be shameful when you're doing something. If you have shame, that's the difference between us and successful people.
Yeah.
And that's why you see Ruto akisema tutakata watu housing levy. He's not ashamed na anakuja bado anakata.
Yeah.
So if you're ashamed, you're going to shrink and you're not going to understand.
Yeah.
Because when you're continuing to do something and you're appreciating people who are there, you will understand the good product to use, where to find them, and by then, when I was starting this, it was about 2019 there, but by then online was not a thing like TikTok today. You will get into it and you get to understand each and every other thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I just say,
With Corona, did it affect you? You've just started the daily business, watu wamekuwa nyumbani, social distancing.
Yeah, and now you've identified it in Kilifi, and I feel like your largest market was here, Pwani University. Now that Corona is here, watu wanakimbia manyumbani and all that. How was it starting? Because 2019, 2020, that's when Corona came.
Yeah, I think now it's the big eye opener to me.
How so?
Because we were dependent on students, and if you've been in Kibaoni, you see that most people talk of business depending on students.
Yeah.
So this opened the eye, go now hit the community, and we came and tried to hit the community. Believe me not, in 2020, we renovated the shop twice.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So people, we realized those who wanted good nails used to go to Mombasa.
so
And
the
now
quality had to come in.
and now you understand the market, you can give something best. And I had a partner, we're still working together. That's how it changed business. So maybe to continue with this topic of self-reliance and give people a step of going step by step because of faith.
Yeah.
So understanding what you want to do is very important. Take it to the people, do it, don't be shameful, don't be afraid, don't look on the capital to scare you, don't look on getting the market, because the same God who gives you the idea is the same God who is going to bring those clients to you.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
For real, yeah. So
very
as
true.
long as you have that idea, start from that point.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
use what you have.
Use what you have, and have a big idea, but you can start small.
Yeah. Eyes on the goals.
Yeah.
Eyes on the prize. I love the fact that you've talked about shame, and I want to dive into it because recently I've started singing and I'm not perfect at it. It's embarrassing. But I love the fact that I don't have the shame, because shame or embarrassment actually can hinder your growth.
Sure.
If he was so ashamed about using super glue, he wouldn't have gone to the next level
Yeah.
and improved the quality of
Yeah.
nail making.
Sure.
So embracing the embarrassment and the shame that comes with learning, that's the learning curve. You have to suck at it at first.
Yeah.
You can't just be professional at first hand.
Sure.
So yeah, I love the fact that you went. That's an important point, and it's resonating with me that I'm starting singing because oh my
So
god.
you are learning directly.
Yeah, I'm learning directly. It applies
Be
everywhere.
shameless.
Yeah. You should have seen me yesterday. You should have seen me. I was holding the mic and I couldn't sing, but
You are still holding
yeah, I
it.
didn't allow myself to be that
Yeah,
embarrassed
keep
to a
going.
point that I'm not. That is the third time in a very big karaoke.
He
Embarrassing myself.
Remember, he got a lot of no's, but right now people are there,
Yeah.
so just walk with
Yeah,
that.
But
So-
so, tell you,
Yeah, be
today,
shameless. That
leo
embarrassment.
nimekuja kidogo.
Eh,
Kuja jioni, sasa asubuhi, kuja jioni.
So yeah, watu wakianza wajue hivyo that you'll first suck at it. You'll not be perfect.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Embrace the embarrassment because it's the learning curve.
So how has the journey been, the journey of self-reliance? How has it been to a point now you have a school? How does it feel?
The journey has been good, and God has been faithful, and I really want to encourage young individuals out there. We should not wait for employment to come to us. We should be the ones who create this employment. And how do we create employment? We've said in getting passion and starting to do what you like, and people to pay you for doing what you like, and starting it small and thinking big. So because my thinking was to have a professional salon. In a professional salon, you will not work alone.
Yeah.
You will need people to help you.
Yeah, sure.
For me to get much in business, I need people. You know, in a team, we say people are the potential, and if you have people, you give potential, and then you need to have a vision to show the direction of the work.
Yeah.
And also you need to, after having the vision to show the direction, you need to have code of ethics. Code of ethics, how we work to show our preparedness and leadership, to show the direction. So when I realized this is what I want, and the city is too large, the city is too big, or the town is too big, so you'll never eat it alone.
Yeah.
The cake is too big.
The cake is too big.
Yeah, Vienna, December, the cake is too big.
The
If you
cake
eat
is
it alone, you'll get diabetes.
Yeah.
The cake is too big. So, and then someone came and told me, if you want to master something, you need to create an obligation for you to teach it.
Wow.
So
now the thought of
the
creating
thought
the
of
school
the
came
school.
by.
yeah.
Okay.
And before the school to come, because I needed people to help me.
Yeah.
Because if I alone am fully booked, and still people want to get the service,
Yeah.
and these people will go and tell you, I went and got the service somewhere else. So why should I empower the next person close to me, so that him to gain the skill, him to start getting a living, and maybe if you will employ him, you'll
creating
get
a
luck.
job.
If he goes, you've opened the marketplace in the city.
sure.
So the city, you bring something in the city, and because he's your student, you will always have done a blessing which God will
Sure.
never let you.
You're leaving your footprints everywhere.
Your legacy.
Also, you have that satisfaction. At least now your
It's
goal,
purposely.
your purpose, your goal is getting there. At least you are satisfied that whatever you wanted to solve is getting solved, because now you had to reach other people apart from the comrades. Now the market is too big, but you still want to solve that problem. So now when you empower people, you keep on solving it. I love it for how you want to empower people. We are going to continue more after the short break. Hey guys, welcome back as we are winding up on our podcast. The topic was employment versus self-reliance. I hope you've enjoyed it all. So now we're gonna dedicate some questions to our guest as we wind up. So I'm gonna ask each one of my members here to ask at least one question to our guest. He answers it and we finish. We're starting with you.
Thank you. Clinton, my question is, biochemistry, was it something you wanted to do ama ilikuwa ile placement ya KUCCPS ilikwambia ulipita sana uende ukafanya biochemistry?
Well, thank you for that question. Me finding myself doing biochemistry, I loved science when I was growing, but I didn't have idea there is biochemistry, and I did very well in both subjects, and I wanted also to venture in a research field, so that's how I found myself doing biochemistry.
And do you think it's something you would do right now with your beauty industry? Do you consider doing biochemistry?
Yes, very possible, because biochemistry is wide. It's a research course, and I can be in a food industry. I can still be in cosmetic industry, so I can talk about hair products, nail products. I can get into production with my biochemistry.
Wow. Can we just tell out to people that sometimes the course that you can be studying for can also help you when you're joining or turning into self-employment.
Yeah, sure.
Because majority of the time watu wengi haikuangi connected.
Sure.
Napanga employment ni kitu ingine, ya self-employment ni kitu ingine.
Yeah.
But as for him, and he study hiyo na anaona it's helping him in the long run.
So there are high chances that whatever you do can also relate. Yeah.
Nice. Also, I have another question for you. Now that you are well built in the self-employment industry, the beauty industry, how do you manage pensions and health insurance, which come as, of course, in the for employed, you know, people have the pensions, people have medical covers. So how do you work around that?
Wow. It's quite a challenging question, but I want to say we live by faith, and insurance is all about preparedness for the future.
Yeah, sure.
And faith is believing whatever in what is unseen. So before all these get to a long run, when you are starting the business, there is a time business was a passion. There is a time the system, the business will ask you for a system and structures so that it can run for itself. So managing pension, managing business is, you could, I can turn this question, what is my plan for the next 10 years? Because pension, that means is what I get after retirement. And if I think as a business person, I look having branches and like I'm mastering my business, it's not supposed to be there so that it can be running. So if I can have a business and it's running without my physical presence, that means having a business that is sustainable for more than the years I will even exist. I don't have to worry about pension.
That's a good answer. Okay, on to you.
Okay, my question is also connected to what she said, she just asked. What are the kind of risks that are involved when it comes to having or owning your own business or being self-employed? Because we know when it comes to being employed, the risks, you know, there's the pension, there's not the pension, there's the insurance policy that the company holds for everyone and everything. In case of any risk. Now when it comes to self-employment, I know there's a lot of risk to take, but how do you handle that? Now that everything is looking at you and you are the face of the business and everything.
Thank you for that question. At work level or at a well-built organization, we have an employer, it's a health and safety rule to have employer liability, and employer liability states on insurance, and insurance helps us for the future or any risk that might come. For my case, how I prepare myself for the risk. That means when I put the structures together and I now understand this business can give me this much per year, this business how not per year, maybe daily, then I go monthly, and I understand through the system and structure that I'm having. And because I'm saying the business is now growing and I have like people helping me to work, you have an accountant working for you on finances. So this is the accountant that will tell you we have a license that needs us to run, we need to pay. We have there is a county license, there is those are liability that business now seeks from you. And so from the profit you're making, you need to handle also the liability. And about risk, and it's about proper prior planning to prevent poor performance. Those are the 6 P's we can work with while doing in business. If I can't do a proper prior planning, the business might get into a poor performance. And the first 3 P's are very important. I can proper plan without prior. That means the business can go down. I can prior plan, but it's not proper. The business can go down. So those are the 6 simple P's that can help you when running a business, and so that you can manage risk, you can manage liability, and the 6 P's depend on the first 3 P's. So it must be proper, and it must be prior, and it must be planned. If you fail to make it a plan and it is proper and it's prior and there is no plan, it will not prevent poor performance. So those are what can help, and it's something over time. It's not something that will give you pressure, and God forbid, maybe natural calamities is which can bring risk in salon. Like we see the other day in Nairobi, we had floods. Maybe this is the stock you have, and something happened, you woke up, and then in the next day, floods washed away everything, destroyed the machines, the chairs. You now feel like you need to start. Though another thing, it can be fire. So that's why I started by saying by faith. If we have faith and we trust in God, is another part in business that is very important. Having faith and working it out without looking back or fearing.
So it is safe to say that when it comes to self-employment, there is more risks that you need to be taking. On the other side of risks, there's a lot of risks being taken because the decision depends on you as well.
Yeah. Because
compared to employment, the decision is not based on you individually.
Yeah.
So.
But again, with proper prior planning, you can evade these risks and you can also enjoy the benefits that an employed person enjoys.
And then when it comes to risks that you need to be taking towards growth, I feel like in self-employment you have to take greater risks because there's so much uncertainties, but just take that risk and go with it. Any opportunity that shows up, it's also a risk on its own because you don't know if you're going to lose or not.
Like I started saying, you only start small and you think bigger.
Yeah.
In the long run, when you are starting small, you are thinking big and you are putting your tools together one by one. Remember the example I gave on the bucket, knowledge, skill, and then getting resources. So when you are coming from, you are starting, these all things are going to balance themselves, and you're not going to feel any pressure. There's something I wanted to say, and it's getting lost. Maybe when I can ask you to ask the question again, then I come up again with it very well.
Okay, should I rephrase the question?
Yes.
So I meant the other side of risk when it comes towards growth. You know, you have to take risks not risking, you miss the biscuits. No risk, no biscuit. So I feel like there's more risks to take, and they depend solely on you as an individual, because you're the face, you're everything. The structure depends on you as the business owner.
Okay, I'll not look at it like it's a risk. When growth is coming, you're not calling it risk. For what I wanted to say is, people will want to associate with you when you're successful.